What's up, dreamers, believers, and high achievers? I'm fired up for today's episode because today we're going to be diving into the power of focus. And trust me, this one is a game changer. In this episode, I'm going to walk you through a proven framework to help you create a daily routine that fuels your success in business and your personal life. Whether you're an entrepreneur in sales or someone who's just trying to level up, this will give you the blueprint to lock in and execute at a high level. Stick around. I'll see you on the other side.
Yeah, desire to dream. What do you mean? Take a good look at my life. Yeah, my future is gleam. Desire to dream. What do you mean? I cannot lose, cause I got God on my team.
Welcome back to the Desire to Dream podcast, where we ignite your purpose, we help you unlock your potential, and build your discipline so that you can have success in your life and in business. I'm your host, Lo Wilder, published author, international speaker, sales leader, and coach. Look, if you've been rocking with me since day one, I just want to give you a special thank you, man, for your support. It means the world. And I respect the fact that you have invested in yourself so that you can be better. And if you're listening for the first time, welcome to the tribe. You didn't land here by accident. This podcast is built to equip you, and it's going to help you become the better version of yourself. Look, man, let's tap in. Let's get right into it. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this episode. We've been rocking for a couple weeks now. We're back, and I'm just really excited for those of you that have been listening and rocking with me. It's exciting to see and hear the feedback that I'm getting from those of you that are in the community. Look, if you haven't followed the page, go to Low Inspires, go to Desire to Dream on Instagram, go on Desire to Dream on Facebook. Follow me, like the page. If you think that this podcast can help people, encourage them, and help them build the life that they've always dreamed of, please send them to this channel. We'd love to tap them in. Let's get straight to it. Today's podcast, The Power of Focus. Focus is a superpower. I've been studying millionaires, top producers, and high-level business leaders for over a decade. And here's the common thread. They're not just motivated, they're locked in. They don't wing it. They don't chase everything. They master the art of routine. There's an old saying that people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. High achievers don't leave success up to chance. They build systems around it. They wake up every day with intention. They know their mission for the day. And most importantly, they honor their routine, even when they don't feel like it. That means that they wake up, and when they don't feel like doing something, it doesn't matter. They're going to do it anyway. And that's what I noticed about high-level achievers. If you want to have success, you have to stick to a routine. You can't just think you're going to wing it every single day. You can't just say, well, today I don't really feel like it. You have to do it even when you don't want to do it. That's the difference between the ones that succeed and the ones that don't succeed. Discipline beats motivation, and focus is what separates busy people from effective people. Look, I'm going to keep it real with you. For most of my life, I didn't have a positive routine. I used to thrive under pressure, waiting until the last minute to get things done. Guilty as charged. That was me in college. The procrastinator, the one that had to write a 23-page paper, and I waited till the last day to knock it out. And to be honest with you, I was successful. I was able to wing it. The problem is that kind of carried into the early years of my sales career. And while I had some success, the truth was I wasn't consistent. And because I wasn't consistent, I wasn't getting the results that I really wanted. I wanted to be successful. I wanted to make a lot of money. That was the driver. That was what brought me into business, right? They had a quota. If I hit a certain quota, if I hit a certain sales budget, I'm going to make money. And that's why I got into the business. And at least early on, That was what was my motivation. I didn't really have a why. I was a single young guy. I just came out of college. I wanted to make a lot of money so that I can have some levels of success. I remember struggling bad, right? College didn't prepare me for sales. It didn't prepare me for cold calls. It didn't prepare me for pricing objections, negotiating under pressure, dealing with rejection. It didn't teach me how to hit my sales budget, how to hit the quotas, or stand mentally locked in when times when I just wanted to give up. College did not build me for that, right? I was chasing promotions like clockwork. Seemed like every year I was looking for another promotion just to kind of get out and out of the position that I was in. I was chasing something, didn't realize why I wasn't having sustainable success. Then came the turning point. I got assigned to a scratch territory. It had 0 customers, 0 revenue, and the main store that I was going to be working out of didn't even exist, right? All I had was a company name, a cell phone, and a relentless drive to prove something. I told you I was trying to make that money. I never forget the moment a veteran rep told the manager, he was like, look, if you want to have success, then this is what you need to do. You need to make sure that you send all your business to me because I have a lot of success. I won a lot of awards. And the truth is, Lauren didn't win these awards. Lauren doesn't have the success that I have in sales. And at that moment, he was right. He said all those things. And I said, bet, watch me work. I didn't just show up. I studied the game. I built systems. I created a sales process that worked. I followed up, followed through, and executed every single day. I was locked in and I was focused on reaching the success that I've always dreamed of. Here's my opportunity. I can make something of myself or I can continue to make excuses. The people that are locked in, the people that are focused, build systems, build routines, and they execute every single day. And that's what I did. I studied the game. I studied to grow in sales. I developed the skills and I worked on my craft. And I made sure that I was going to be successful. So let's fast forward. 7 awards in 4 years. Got back-to-back district sales rep of the year in the district in the East Coast region. And I did that during a pandemic and a product shortage. And then not only that, I got promoted. I went to a large commercial store in Atlanta, Georgia. And just in 12 months, I was able to grow sales by $12 million. I broke the bonus structure. No one ever thought of hitting those numbers that I hit. Let me tell you what changed. It wasn't talent. It wasn't luck. It was focus. It was routine. It was discipline. Success is not about hype. It's about habits. Creating daily habits. There's great books out there that talks about habit. In fact, I read one, it's called The Power of Habit, really good book, but my favorite book is called Atomic Habits by James Clear. I've read that book about 2 or 3 times now, and it talks about these, creating habits so that you can execute at a high level. And I just love the book because it helped me develop and help me grow in my business. That's how I was able to get the results. That's how I was able to grow. And that's how I was able to make a difference in my sales career. So if you're listening to this right now and you're tired of being inconsistent with your outcomes, look at your routine. I challenge you to see what your daily routine is. Check your day-to-day productivity, right? Are you someone who just wakes up every morning and the only routine that you have is that you brush your teeth, you eat breakfast, and you leave and get out your house? And here's one of the other things that my mentor told me a few years ago. He said, what does your nightly routine look like? Because your night routine has everything to do with your daily routine, right? The prep that you're putting in at night. If you go into the gym, are you packing the bag the night before, right? If you're working out and you're eating healthy, are you meal prepping? Do you have your meal prep for the day before? Or do you already have a plan on what you're going to eat the next day? Do I know what I'm going to do the day before? Am I writing things down? Writing things down helps about 75% of results. 1, it keeps you accountable. The paper don't lie. What you write on there, I got a whiteboard here. I write on my whiteboard all the time. Like, that's how you're able to have success, not just in business, but also in your personal life. Having a daily routine, having a calendar. If you're married, it's important that you and your wife get on the same calendar to some degree, making sure that you guys have everything covered. My wife and I try to sit down once a week to look over our weekly calendar. She's a high producer. I'm a high producer. We both have, a lot of things we have on our agenda. We got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. So we're trying our best on executing at a high level. So we need a calendar and we need to cross-reference each other. Like, okay, you got this on Monday night. I'm going to push my meeting to Tuesday, or I'm going to do this on Tuesday. You do this on Wednesday. We constantly create a schedule. We even have in our calendar a date night. We have a routine when we go on our dates. You have to plan and be intentional if you want to be successful. Look at your productivity, look at your routine, right? Look at your focus. If I look at your calendar and I look at your bank account, I know what you're focused on, right? If I can look at your calendar, then I know what you're locked in on. If you don't have a calendar, then you're just winging it. And that's setting yourself up for failure, right? Because you can't just wing it every single day and think you're going to have results. That's probably why you're frustrated. That's probably why you're not seeing the results that you want. And look, I'm going to be honest, I was there. I get it, right? The only routine that I had was waking up every day, making sure I got good amount of sleep, and wake up next day to keep hustling. New day, new hustle, grab my cup of coffee, and let's get out the door. That's all I was doing. But the truth of the matter is, you have to have a routine, because that's where real transformation begins. Why does focus matter in business and sales? Let's talk specifically to my business builders, to my entrepreneurs, to my sales professionals, right? In entrepreneurship, distractions are your enemies. The distractions is your greatest threat, right? Are you looking at your DMs all day? Are you looking at Facebook? Are you looking at every single email? What does your daily routine look like in that, right? Are you looking at all the trends? Are you watching all the TV shows? Like, these are the things that you have to think about when running a successful business, an entrepreneur, or a startup business company. Like, I see a lot of businesses fail because they don't plan, they don't have a plan, they don't execute, they don't have SOPs, standard operating procedures, they don't have a focus or a niche in what they do, and they wonder why they're unsuccessful, right? Successful business owners have a plan. They have a mission, they have a vision, and they're ready to execute on a day-to-day process. When you lock in on your mission, when your routine is built around revenue-generating activities and service-based impact, you start to see a real momentum. That's where I saw the change in my sales, because I was like, what am I doing that's killing time? What am I doing that's not generating revenue? And can I eliminate this? See, a lot of people in business and in sales, there's a lot of network events. There's a lot of organizations. You got the Chamber of Commerce. You got the small business groups, right? You have the Realtors Association, the Condo Association. You have a lot of things that don't generate revenue. Now, they're important in business. It's important to network. But sometimes we lose focus on generating activities that's going to bring in money. And then if you're locked in on admin work, then now you got even more busy work. So you never truly have time to focus on your business to help it grow. You never focus on sales to generate revenue. So here's what focus does for your business. It helps you prioritize what matters most. It eliminates decision fatigue. You guys notice my podcast, I'm wearing a black tee. Now, this ain't the same black tee. All right. I own 25 black tees. Some of them are polo. Some of them are from the DXL, my Men's Warehouse spot. Like, I just like these black tees, but guess what? I don't have to make a decision on what I'm going to wear every single day. I don't just wear these on my podcast. I wear them when I go out, because I realize that, man, when I'm worried about what I'm going to wear, I lose fatigue, and I need to keep all my energy and focus on making decisions that matters towards my business, matters towards my brand. It also builds consistency, and consistency compounds into results. I've been an entrepreneur and sales hustler since way back. It all started in the sixth grade when I had my eyes set on a fresh pair of Jordans and those classic butted Tims. For my people up north, you know what I'm talking about. I always had my eyes set on fresh pair of kicks. And I just remember going to moms and being like, yo, mom, I want these sneakers. And my mom would always remind me that, baby, money doesn't grow on trees. She was a single mother. She didn't have a lot of money. And so I just couldn't do it. But I was locked in and I was focused because I really wanted those kicks. Not just to look fresh, but to feel confident walking through school. That hunger sparked something in me. It's when I developed a work ethic. I started looking around and asking myself, what are the problems that people have, and do I have the solution, right? So that mindset led me to opening up and selling candy in the sixth grade. That's how I had a little side hustle. So kids that couldn't get candy at home, if you had a couple dollars on you, you could come to Lowe's little candy shop, and I was selling candy until it got shut down from the assistant principals. But I was selling candy out of my backpack, and I was able to make enough money so that I can buy some fresh Jordans, so I can buy those yellow Tims. I was a hustler. I had to make it happen. I was locked in. I was focused. I was learning the fundamentals of business, money management, communication, customer service, and leadership. And today, nothing really changed. The same hustle still fuels me today. Now I solve bigger problems in sales, in mortgage lending, in leadership, and I bring the same level of creativity, grit, and focus to the table. I'm not just in business, I'm in the business of solving problems. I'm like what my man Jay-Z said. I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman, right? We all know the saying, I am a businessman, right? I have multiple businesses, right? And I focus on and executing at a high level. And when you become a professional problem solver, success follows. I want to share with you my focus framework for daily discipline. So here's a quick framework so that you can apply right now. Number one, I want you to define your non-negotiables. What must get done every day, no matter what? No matter if it rains outside, no matter if you ain't got no money, what is it that has to get done every single day? That's your non-negotiable. Write those down so that you can see them every single day, so that you remind yourself that no matter how you feel, no matter what today looks like, no matter what happens, these things have to get done. What happens is that it eliminates distractions. It puts you in a position to execute every single day. It puts you in a position to get the wins and to get them early. You begin to develop the keystone habits that you need so that you can be successful. Which brings us to number two, create a daily power block. I want you to start carving out an hour and a half to 2 hours every single day so that you can focus on what you need to get done. This is uninterrupted time so you can lock in and get the things that is most important on your task list done. So for me, what that looks like is waking up at 4:30 in the morning, Monday through Friday, so that I can lock in 2 hours every single day. In those 2 hours, I got a half an hour wakey game up call with my King's Accountability guys. Every single day there's a theme. Every single day we talk about something that we're gonna get done or some big wins. We talk about it, we grow, we develop, and we make things happen and we execute. But the main thing is that we keep each other accountable. So most of the time I'm on those calls so that I can lock in and get my day started. Then after the call, I focus on time so I can work on content. I'm probably editing this video. I'm planning out my day for my sales at my 9 to 5. I'm looking at the clients that I need to call on the mortgage business. I'm looking at clients that I'm coaching, mentees that I need to follow up on. Whatever it is, I lock in on these 2 hours of uninterrupted time. When my kids ain't running around, when my wife doesn't need me to do something, this is the time that I lock in so that I can get things done and I can get things done at a high level. Which brings us to number three, eliminate time thieves. Eliminate energy drainers, right? Audit your day. Where are you losing focus? Cut the distractions. Is it the one friend that calls you every single day that's a distraction? Is it the person that's constantly calling you, throwing you off your game? Eliminate them. Protect your energy like it's your money. I'm running 3 businesses in every single day. And not only that, I'm a husband and I'm a father. So I got a lot of responsibilities. So my time that I spend on a day-to-day basis is very intentional. Most of the time when I'm doing social calls, it's during my commutes. But not only that, sometimes I'm making a sales call, following up with a client, following up with a customer during those calls. I'm constantly on the road, driving, seeing customers, whether it's beachside, going up near the port, going to the Space Center, meeting with high-end clients. In that time in between, I'm not only making some phone calls. The thing about it is, even during the time of the 2 hours of uninterrupted time, typically I'm planning out that day. So I already know who I'm going to call and what the purpose of the call is, so that I can call them, knock it out, and get it done so I can move on to the next task. So that brings us to number 4, which is to review and reset every single day. If you're not journaling, you're missing out. I need you to start journaling. High performers don't just execute, they evaluate. You need to see what's working, what you need to adjust, what you need to add or do to your day-to-day. My day-to-day is constantly changing depending on what I need to get done or what I didn't get done the day before. And I look at how much time did I waste the day before. This is how you need to execute every single day so that you can be a high producer, high achiever, and execute at that high level. So you need to ask yourself questions like, what did I do well today? What can I do better? Where can I get sharper tomorrow? These are the questions that you're asking yourself when you're writing your journal, so you can make sure that the next day you come back and you're ready. These are the questions that you need to ask yourself every single day. And remember, it's the compound effect. Another great book by Dan Hardy. I love this book, but it talks about doing one thing every single day and it's seeing it compound over time. If you do one thing a day, create that habit, build on it, the next day do something else, the next day do something else, you're going to compound and have momentum so that you're just getting closer to achieving the goals that you set out for yourself. So let me leave you with this. Focus isn't a feeling, it's a choice. You won't always feel motivated. That's a fact. There's going to be days where you don't want to do it, but you can't always choose to be focused. And when you focus, when you lock in with discipline, you'll start to see the fruit of your effort, your consistency, and your calling. So today, I want you to not just try, I want you to do everything with intentionality. This is your boy Low Wilder reminding you, you weren't built to be busy, you were built to be effective. Stay focused, stay faithful, and stay hungry. Let's build. I'll see y'all guys on the next episode. Peace.